All right, so I've wanted to get an encyclopedia set for quite a while. I'm not into a digital encyclopedia. Uh, I want to do most of my reading with a physical book at this point in time. It's just the way it is. Anywhoots, very difficult for me to find an encyclopedia set around here unless I want to spend a ton of money. Of course, I could buy one online, and yet again, it would be even worse due to the fact, you imagine the shipping costs. Anyways, we have a thing called Free Cycle here, and someone posted that they were going to give were willing to give away their Encyclopædia Britannica set here from 1982, and I just replied, and it's been quite a long time to get them here, just due to the fact we had to connect the dots, whatnot, and just finally worked out a couple of Fridays ago, and here they are. And I'll scan back and forth because I want to show you a little bit of the books, or one book in particular, and I'm still learning all this new stuff about having an encyclopedia set. Like, I didn't like, there's a lot of books. They're so heavy. There's no way I can put them all on this little rinky-dink table. There's no way it'd collapse. Like, there's something called the Prelopedia or Prepedia or something, like a certain book, and then there's these other extra little like there's 19 from A to Z, and then it goes on. There's this other stuff as well from an additional 10 books. All these things I don't know anything about. But I did want to show you the quality of the paper, and also talk about the person that gave them away to me. I think it's going to be. I talked about it last week a little bit on the live stream, and I think it's going to be perhaps a continuing connection, which would be really nice. Reason being, so I was picking these up 2 Fridays ago. I mentioned to the person that, oh yes, I'm going to, or I guess it would have been one Friday, whatever. And I said, oh, I'm going to be mentioning these books on tomorrow's live stream for my channel. And I said, I'm really excited to mention them. And the person said, oh, what's your channel about, kind of thing. And I said, I explore the Great War and whatnot. And the person said, oh, would you ever be willing to do, like, talk about that with people here? And I didn't understand that. I was going to an apartment building, and so I didn't understand the context of what he was talking about until I started cluing in that he also lived with veterans, and I guess he's a veteran as well. And I was like, wow. And we started talking a bit about gaming, and I was talking about he was mentioning most quite a bit of them are into video gaming, so I'm not really into that, but I'm into hex and counter board gaming. Talked about that and so on and so forth. And the person is extremely knowledgeable about books. You could just tell, and he really cared about books. Like, I mean, I really wanted to also afterwards, like, I really wanted to make sure that he knew that I was going to respect the books, and I wasn't trying to go and resell them or any of those crazy things or whatever. And he sent me some afterwards some information. I'd like to read them out. I'll put it in the description as well. I haven't done it yet, but this is why the books are sideways afterwards. He says, if you won't be using them often, then it is best to store them on a shelf that is not directly receiving sunlight. Keep them either on their flat sides, as I had them when I presented them to you, or standing on their spines. That way they are not always standing in the way they would traditionally, as you have them and now, because I showed him a picture, and won't suffer the eventual damage from conventional handling, as most heavy books do over time. You can use a felt tip pen. Well, I'm going to try it. There we go. On the edges of each book, if it is stored on any side, as I just suggested, indicating the alphabetical numerical identity of each volume, so you will easily know which is which. That is just a suggestion if you won't be going to them often. It is not as convenient, however. They are unlikely to be replaceable, so I thought to mention what I would do to prevent their eventual diminishing from normal use, as heavy hardcover books are when stored and handled normally. For more details on more nerdy book preservation hacks, just ask. I'm an experienced librarian and rare book preserver trader. I was like, oh my God. Like, I was like, and it was interesting, like I said about him doing a talk. I was like, wait a minute, I think I would actually want to have you I'd like to interview you for the show, for goodness sakes. So, yeah, because I sent him a picture saying this is where the books are. And he also mentions about how to clean them. He says, have a pair of the white synthetic knit gloves sold often by Dollarama. Buy them so you can always handle them without the oils from your hands getting on the books. Although they were given to you fairly clean, they were not cleaned, so I suggest you wipe the jackets down with a mixture of very mild dishwashing detergent, plain white vinegar tap water, ratio of 2 drops of detergent to 1/3 vinegar to 2/3 water in a normal size cleaning product spray bottle, or a small new one, you know, from like a dollar store. All right, so there we go. Like I said, I'm going to, I'll put that in the description if anybody wants to do what that person says. All right, let's go and take a look at the Great War section without a dollar store white gloves, sorry. But I'm learning. We'll see. Yeah, there's a bunch more books, as you can see here. It's just crazy. I'm going to have a blast. But I wanted to show you, and I was talking to Zoe Dufour about it as well. She was like, oh, I'm not into glossy maps and whatnot, because I said, you should see the quality of the maps of this thing. I'll try to zoom in a little bit. And they're beautiful matte. It's almost, I don't know what the paper is. It's all, you know, like that Bible paper kind of thing. Very thin, but high quality. I'll try to move a little. It's just, I'm also, I can do this. There we go. We'll see if that works. And like I said, I'll take a look again. Well, I'll try to get into some nice, well, obviously, as you can imagine, it's high quality stuff. There are some gloss pictures here, but the maps were all seem to be matte. 952, I do believe, is where the Great War starts, I think. Let's see if I'm right. If I've memorized it by now. I don't know. I think I have, because it's pretty extensive. I went through here. I was like, let's go and look and see if I can find some little tiddly bits that they probably wouldn't mention. I was like, what? Seriously? Nope, I'm wrong. So I'm way off. Oh my God, 942 then? Holy Moses. Yeah, I'm way off. Yeah, it's 942. Okay, I was 10 pages off. Hold on here. I'll see if I can bring it in a little, because I want you to see the beautiful matte finish of the maps. I'll try to zoom in, like I said. Anyways, this really, really high quality stuff. Let's see. Yep. So here we go. This is the World Wars. It's, you know, that beautiful, nice Bible-y type. Not pure, not a high white content. Like it's got a, you know, it's an off white, which is really good for eye fatigue. But look at that. Can you guys see that? I hope so. But it's a really, really nice matte finish to the maps. I love that look to things. Really, really good. See if I can find another map. I'm really impressed with the amount of stuff going on here. Like the first battle of Ypres is there. Obviously, you can probably imagine there's the Battle of Tannenberg. Not too bad. I mean, doing what they need to do here. But it goes quite. Like I said, well, there we go. Quite impressed. There, maybe that's a little bit better. Gas warfare, the Egyptian frontiers, Mesopotamia, Bulgaria's entry into the war, Battle of Verdun, the first Battle of the Somme, Battle of Jutland, Romania's entry into the war, Nivelles offensive, that's where we're at right now. Arras and Champagne right there. Oh my God, there it is, the U.S. entry into the war. And look at this, on March 18th, 1917, 3 U.S. merchant ships were sunk by German submarines, and 2 days later, Wilson decided that the United States must declare war on Germany, but didn't say a bloody thing and didn't ask Congress until April 2nd. Whoa, this is so neat to know, as far as I know. Because remember, he already knew about the Zimmerman telegram, and I can't remember when that was released publicly, but it was at this point. I think he was using that as like a trump card, or, oops, pardon the pun, as a whatever thing. So capture of Baghdad, we just found out about that. I think the third Battle of Ypres is what, Passchendaele's, I think. Maybe wrong about that. I'm wrong about a lot of things, so just remember that. Oh my God, there's the Sixtus affair. That's the Austrian. The new Austrian emperor's brother there, who's been they've been sending out secret feelers to try to do a separate peace without Germany knowing. It's like when they find out, they're gonna lose their freaking marbles, obviously. Holy cow! Oh my gosh, eh? This is just going to be, oh, Prince Max is Chancellor. I guess that, oh, the end of the German War. All this stuff I don't know anything about. And it was neat. You know what freaked me out was when I was first going through here, I didn't realize how, I just, as people know about history, you just keep on trucking along kind of thing. Or even you go backwards, because you want to find out more, at least I want to find out more, well, like, well, how did it get to here? Next thing you know, I'm at like the Franco-Prussian War or whatever, and it's like, then I'm going backwards towards, whatever. You get the whole idea. But anyways, all of a sudden I didn't realize how far away I was into, like already getting into 1920 and stuff. I was like, what? Oh my gosh, it's like, no, stop. I'm like, it's the way it happens. Like, look, we're already into July 16th, 1920. And I didn't realize. It just kept being really, really interesting. That's it. I'm super duper ultra happy to have these books. That's for sure. I'll bring them back up there. Anyways, and like I said, I'll pop the, oops, sorry, I'll get rid of the magnification. There we go. Yeah, I'll put in his suggestions about how to clean books and how to store them. All right, hope you're having fun. See ya.